Welcome back. Cities across the country are defunding their police departments in response to the death of George Floyd. But what does that mean? Jersey Matters' Phil Andrews talked to some officials in New Jersey about the effects of defunding on society.
As Washington continues to grapple with a new bipartisan law enforcement reform bill, the one word that continues to be a hot-button issue is defund. Now, the word surfaced right after the death of George Floyd, when Minneapolis officials talked about disbanding their entire police department. Unfortunately, disband and defund are not one and the same, but does mean different things to different people.
I don't think defund means totally, abolish the police.
That's what I think a lot of people think.
Listen, if abolish the police is, I think if you're going down that road, you're going down a road of a lawless society. And I don't think that's what our framers of the Constitution had in mind.
I think when that first discussion came about defunding the police sounded like less law enforcement and the talk of maybe categorizing calls. And my response to that is, as a profession, we need to be social workers, we need to be pastors, we need to be coaches. I think it's a profession that when somebody picks up the phone and calls 911, that we are asked to solve people's problems, from a stray cat in their house to a 17-year-old wrapped around a tree in their Toyota.
What I did see in Camden, though, when they started doing community policing, and they changed what they did, they dropped the complaints by 90%. Homicides went way down. One thing, and I believe this in politics and in policing, trust has to exist. So we have to get to the level where people, no matter what community they are in, they trust the police.
When I say the word defunding to you, how does defunding differ from what they did down in Camden, which right now has become a model for redoing a police department?
I see it as a priority matter. Budgets speak to this, so it's appropriate that you ask it on a day when we passed a budget, which, by the way, is full of bad news. But what are your priorities? What are you doing to invest in communities, not just in the relationship between law enforcement and the community, but where are you on social services, on education, on healthcare, on not just saying the right things, which words matter, but doing the right things with dollars?
I think we need to make sure our police officers are adequately equipped, trained, and that takes funds. But at the same time, I do understand the methodology about diverting some of these funds into prevention efforts that on the back end can ultimately save your department money from the cost of enforcement.
So there you have it. One word with varying degrees of understanding. But one thing that is clear, totally eliminating law enforcement is neither prudent or a socially sound thing to do. For Jersey Matters, I'm Phil Andrews.
All right, thank you, Phil. When we come right back, how do you social distance at the beach? You're going to have to find a way. We'll tell you why when Jersey Matters comes right back.